Somebody sent me an Indy Star article a couple days ago. Nathan Baird wrote this for the Indianapolis Star, but it was a big Purdue basketball update, kind of spanning a bunch of different topics. Most of this article was about Luigi Swigo's visit. He just came off of his Purdue visit. I heard that went well, and he's making his way to Indiana next. But they also had some updates on Daniel Jacobson making the first round of cuts for Team USA's U19 team. There's a bunch of stuff in here. At the very bottom of this article was a couple sentences on travel updates that I was unfamiliar Purdue was even sort of dealing with. Obviously, I know they're missing players, right? We know that Omer hasn't come over yet. We know that Oscar Cluff hasn't been with Purdue, and they're not the only players that have been unavailable, right? Liam Murphy's been out due to injury through some of their practice stuff. But Nathan Baird for the Indy Star reports that as of Monday afternoon, Oscar Cluff is still awaiting a visa renewal, and that's the reason that he hasn't been able to get to Purdue. I was unfamiliar this was even going on. Maybe that's just naivety from me or me being clueless and everyone on the Purdue side knew that this was going on. But I was unfamiliar. I thought he already had a visa that didn't need to be renewed to be in America in the first place. I guess it expired and he's just going through a very normal expiration process, get it renewed. But the fact that he's missing summer practices because it's being renewed and hasn't been completed yet doesn't seem great. On top of that, the more ominous news here is that Omer was supposed to be playing with Team USA at the FIBA U19 World Cup. However,
You mean
with all what's that?
Israel?
Yeah, Team Israel.
Yeah, you said Team USA. I didn't mean to
Oh,
correct.
geez, sorry. No, he playing with Team Israel, but reports this week that Israel may drop out of the U19 World Cup event, given all that's going on in that country right now. The escalation of just international hostilities. Not good. It's a horrible situation. Safety concerns are serious here. Like the team that Travion Williams and Omer play on have had to scrap games this week. Like it's a very serious thing. And as of last week, per Nathan Baird, Omer is still working through visa issues before he can join Purdue basketball. Two very key players, two projected starters on next year's Purdue team, at least in our book, Omer and Oscar. How serious of an issue is this for Purdue that they are both running into visa troubles in June?
So I'm gonna start this with a joke, and then we're gonna get serious.
I don't know that we should start with a joke.
Okay, let's just get serious about this
I
then,
mean,
right?
should we start with a joke? What's now I'm scared.
Is there anything like a little note section at the bottom where you can like on your application be like, by the way, Purdue's leading the NCAA championship in odds right now. If I'm on the team, we're plus 1,000. So like when I get to the front of the line, just thought that might be it. But to get
Oh, got you. Yeah.
look, but to get serious about this, because it actually is very serious. Like, for people who don't know, like the visa, kind of the process that goes along with that, it is not a short process whatsoever. The acquiring of it is not easy. The renewal nothing is easy about that process. Nothing is straightforward about that process. There's a lot of unknowns. I have friends who are sons and daughters of immigrants who they've been having visa trouble for years. Now that's not everybody, right? Everyone's situation is very, very different. But this is not, and like there's no like precedent, I guess, to go off of and be like, oh, we can expect this to be wrapped up by so and so. Like you can be confident that it'll be wrapped up sooner rather than later, but I don't think there's really a true way to know and feel confident that it will be because it's a very unique and sometimes very difficult process. So, um, not to be doom and gloom about it, but you do have to take this like very seriously and understand that there's a very real world a very real world that this could be a very long process.
This video is brought to you by NBA2K Lab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's it's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything to panic about here at all overall. I mean, obviously in the real world, like Omer's situation is terrifying, and that goes for everybody in Israel right now,
Yeah, no,
right?
I'm just speaking
Yeah,
to like the visa stuff.
just the idea of like these two basketball players have not gotten their visas approved. I don't think there's anything major to panic about, but I do think both are relatively unique issues right now. And this is all I would say. What's going on with Omer and all Israeli basketball players, that's completely separate from other players across the country having visa issues. Like there's so many additional complications to trying to bring a player from Israel over right now, that are out of the entire United States of America's hands, right? So again, we all want everyone there to be safe. We want Omer to be safe, but like his teams, like he's not doing any basketball things, whether it's with or without Purdue right now. The team he's supposed to be playing for is dropping out of events because of what's happening in their country. So is it possible? Is it plausible that like I don't know that this becomes a thing that doesn't happen with Omer? I think the answer is yes, but it's not likely. Like the overwhelmingly likely outcome here is that Omer makes it to Purdue safely in time for the season and everything is fine. Um, the Oscar Cluff stuff, from asking around on this a little bit yesterday, I don't understand why Oscar's having issues or it's delayed.
It,
Now,
it's not even issues or delay necessarily. It's just that like the renewal process of a visa is not like it could be short, it could be long. Like it takes it's not a like a set timeline on that. Like that stuff takes time, and given the state of the world and what's going on, I'm assuming that process is taking a lot longer given everything that is going on in the world currently in the political climate.
I look, hand up, novice, idiot. I'm not an international traveler. I don't know how this stuff works. But presumably Oscar Cluff knew that he was on a visa and knew that in order to play next year's year of college basketball somewhere, he would need a visa renewal, correct?
Yes.
So I guess the part that confuses me is like, was he late in the process of starting that? Or did he
No,
do anything wrong? Did he not? Because I would compare this to Shimon Zapala.
uh-huh.
Same thing last year. Shimon Zapala was with Michigan State in the summer, wasn't missing practices because he was waiting on a visa renewal. Now the world has changed, but that's the like you knew you needed the visa renewal. So why are we still waiting for the visa? And if it's completely out of his hands, then I would be like, okay, this is just objectively bad. Like it's like, yeah, he did everything right and he still doesn't have it. We have no idea when he'll join Purdue. That's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's he I mean he definitely like knew he needed a visa renewal. He obviously can't control I think what is going on though. Like the timing of the renewal is honestly probably the thing that's making it most difficult.
okay.
Like
I
with that,
mean,
like I feel like that's what's extending the process, and also like I guess like to your point with like guys like Zapala and things like that. Um, it's always different on like when you renew it. Like Zapala could have renewed it a year before, and his is good until then. Or I don't even know what his citizenship status is, to be honest with you.
got it. Okay. I mean, look, this takes me back to what Brad Underwood said the other day, where they were asking him about his two internationals. And he's just like, hey, listen, this is a huge process. Every team in the country is dealing with this right now in various ways. We've got some teams that have players getting deported. Like, if you ask me right now, our guys are going to get here. We don't know when, but they're going to get here. I'm sure Matt Painter would say the same. Um, I do think I will say there's a level of like, are you familiar with this or not? Like Brad Underwood has done this enough that he's probably more comfortable going through all of this, whereas this all feels relatively new for Purdue and a lot of unknowns when this is your first time trying to navigate some of this. But yeah, just from my perspective, I wouldn't panic. But I do. I didn't even know that Cluff needed a visa. Like just as a college basketball fan, I thought he wasn't with Purdue because he was participating with like Australian teams for events. I didn't realize that it was had nothing to do with that. He's just not allowed to join Purdue right now. So that doesn't seem good, I guess is all I would say. Like if that is the reason, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we know that's going on, but we don't know when it will be resolved." That's the part that scares me is like so it's just completely out of everyone's hands and we don't know when or if resolution will come.
Right. Yeah.
Scary. They're both going to join Purdue, right?
Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't panic about it. The reason why like, truthfully, I think the only reason there's panic right now is because of actually what is happening in the world.
Yeah. Scary
That's
times.
otherwise, I don't think there would be a big scenario about this. But like you said, it's very serious. So, you can be positive, feel good about it. You know, I'm not tripping. I think both those guys are eventually going to join the team. But yeah, it's a you never know.
Yeah. All right. Scary times.